A lot on your plate, so I appreciate you taking the time and letting us use this facility. Desiree Margo, the principal of Redmond Learning Center.
My understanding we can take you on a tour, is that true? If you want a tour?
Yeah.
But I'm so glad I walked in when you were sharing about SMART. How many of you are already familiar with SMART before he was speaking about it? It's such an amazing win-win. That's what I love about it. It's huge, it's mentoring, and it's literacy together. And it's wonderful for the volunteers, and I can tell you our students love it, right? They'll fall in love with you, right? And then when you're not here now on Wednesdays, they miss you. And so it's true for all ages, but there's something magical about kindergartners. 5- and 6-year-olds will fall in love immediately. And so, again, I love it because it's, again, just that caring adult that they can look forward to seeing every week, and it's literacy. I mean, what a wonderful combination coming together. So thank you for being a SMART volunteer. And we do have a really solid program here. We have an amazing coordinator, Yvonne. I'm looking over there because that's normally her office. She's just not there. And so if you have any questions about it or anything, just know you'd be in really good hands. She organizes it so well. And we have just such an amazing team. Well, thank you for being here. I've gotten to come to your meetings a few times. We are now in year 3, so we're really feeling like, for the most part, we know what we're doing. In fact, today I have the privilege of getting to hire. I'm hiring up to 3 positions, and we had over 55 applicants. And so one thing that's wonderful about our area is people want to come and they want to work here, they want to live here, so it is not hard to find really high quality applicants. In fact, I have quite a few coming from outside of Oregon, from different states around the United States, who are wanting to not only work in a center where all kindergarten teachers come together and collaborate in such a rich way, but also to get an opportunity to live in this really beautiful area that we're all blessed to call home. So I can answer questions or take you on a tour, whatever you'd like. I have 10 more minutes till I'm back in another interview.
I know that we had individuals who are very interested in doing the tour.
Awesome.
So are you guys game for the tour? Okay, that's good.
So I'll tell you it's lunchtime. So if you see lots of honeybees all over, it's because we have 4 lunches. And they go from the playground to the cafeteria, from the playground to the cafeteria. So no worries, just we'll step aside from where they are. And if you see them walking like this is called bumpers and bubbles. And it's just our universal routine for how we walk in the hallways. We have 400 kindergartners going everywhere. We just came up with a way to do that, to do that well. Well, we'll start here, and then I'll show you our kindergarten wing, and then I'd love to show you what we call our partner wing, which we've already started. We have 2 partners doing pre-kindergarten there. We're hoping to partner with what's called early Head Start, which is actually babies up till like 18 months. What we really want to provide at the center is a continuum of support for families. Can't support every family, but just that idea that we would know our families along the way. By the time they come to kindergarten, they're very comfortable being here. They know us. What we know is it's all about relationships. And if we are developing strong relationships earlier, then we know our students and our families will be more successful when they're here with us. So that's kind of the idea. So this is what we call our family community room. It's a really busy place. We do things like this, community events. This is where our smart reading happens. This is where our students use this a lot. Right now they're doing what's called their iReady Math Diagnostic Test. They tend to do that in here. We use in the evenings for parenting classes for our families. We have all kinds of things that go on in here. This was a middle school. How many of you have been here when it was a middle school? Anybody? Great, so you know what it used to look like. This was the library and it was the computer lab. We now call it our family community room and our welcome center. I have a parent who does a mom's group every Thursday, and so they meet right after arrival on Thursday. So again, this is a heavily used space for us. Well, awesome. Well, come join us and we'll head down the hallway. I should ask, how many of you have had children who have attended here? You have.
I might be the only one.
Well, no, I've got my great-grandson
okay.
here
Oh, very
now.
fun.
I got
What class?
I'm missing a Canadian.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. In fact, I was going to look for him at lunchtime, but I didn't see him. So cute. Oops, show you. Do you have markers?
Well, I almost took the the lockers out, but someone said you shouldn't because they can use them for backpacks and boots, and we love it. We don't. My custodian did an amazing job and zip tied it so there's no combinations.
Yes.
So they don't have to know that, which I wish I had that in high school. So we call this the hive. Again, you can tell we're the honeybees. And these are our pre-kindergarten wings. We also have all of our support rooms, which we have an inclusive model, so we don't really have students that are in those support rooms all day. They ebb and flow as their needs are needing to be met. And so they're in the classroom, they're getting their needs met outside the classroom. It's definitely a fluid model. Again, we have, let's see, we have 2 kindergarten classes down there, and the rest of them 5 in each one of these wings. Is that preschool? Those were kindergarten classrooms. I'm going to take you. Yeah, I'm going to take you to the kindergarten. So the kindergarten area. Excuse me, the pre-kindergarten area. This is all of our kindergarten area. Everywhere from where you started when you came in, all the way down here is all kindergarten. You know, it's a big building, but really the only time our students are really traveling a long way is if they're going from the playground to the cafeteria. Or if they're going to the gym for PE, they have PE or music every other day. It's amazing because it seems really big in the beginning, and then if you just watch the students, they know exactly what they're doing.
Yes.
They know where they're going, they're so responsible, and it starts to feel smaller, but it is a very spread out building. But again, this is all the kindergarten area. Here's an example.
I like the fact that you have the red
Yes.
and the green and the blue because...
Well, notice everything's visual. Again, when they come to us, they're not reading yet. By the time they leave, they're reading. It's amazing, so many of them. So everything's a great example of a really responsible walker. She knows right where she's going. Everything for us is visual. Pictures of the teachers, we have the colors, all that makes a difference for us. Great job. So if you want to wander down here, you can. Otherwise, we'll walk back and I'll show you the pre-kindergarten wing as well. But again, our kindergarten classes all pretty much look the same. Have you seen our playground? Have you driven by our playground? The kindergartners call it the park.
Is there like a garden or something as well? Did you hear that?
Well, it was going to be a garden, but because we couldn't get water and everything out there, we call it our construction zone, and they're sandboxes. Oh my gosh, they love them.
Yeah,
There's
well, I
8
don't like
sandboxes.
it when they come home with shoes.
Well, that's where the sand goes, because
Yeah, I
we
know.
literally fill it up every August with sand, and if you were to go out there right now, you'd be like, there's not that much sand. In fact, they were excavating like big boulders even under, because they're boxes, but there's nothing on the bottom, so they just are sitting on the ground. So we literally fill them up with sand every year, and it just goes home, I guess. And
It does. It does.
That's where it's going.
Yeah.
Like, where is
In
it?
their shoes.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's head down this way. Again, lunch is over. I was going to say it was busy, but lunch is actually over. So everybody's in their classes. And the only time they would be leaving is if they were going to music or PE. So you'd be surprised that there was 400 kindergartners over here, right?
Did you get a lot of sand at home? Oh, yes. Or to bring us home.
So how many of you are familiar with Family Access Network, or FAN?
Yes.
So our FAN office is right here. It's a wonderful support. If you're familiar with it, it's just amazing. We have a really robust partnership with RPA, both middle and high school, and also Redmond High School. So we have older students coming through all the time to help. They help, we call them reading buddies. They help in the classroom. They do all sorts of things. It's amazing. Do any of you guys come?
She did something like that.
Okay, yes, we love it. Well, it's so close. Our RPA students can walk here, and our Redmond High School students can walk here. So we love that partnership. Some people were concerned when it was all kindergarten in one school. It's like, well, they're not going to have any older students to have as mentors or buddies, but we do. We have a robust partnership with RPA and Redmond High. So this is just our whole office area. It's really a beautiful school. I mean, again, the school that I came from before, everything was so much smaller. This is beautiful. It's really laid out nicely with conference rooms and really great spaces. So when they come back, tell them to go ahead and you guys start, and I'll come join you. They don't need to wait for me for you to start.
Okay.
But they should be back in just a minute.
Okay.
So one of the beautiful things that was done in the remodel was to create that secure entrance. How many of you came through this entrance? It's really nice. It's completely secure. As you saw, the only way you get in is if the office secretary pushes a button and opens that door. So the only time that I would say we're not secure is during arrival and during dismissal. And then the rest of the day, the only way to get in is here. It's a little difficult if you come in this way and park because there's no easy access to get to the other side. So this is a class that's actually finishing up their lunch. But even though we could fit a lot more students, we've learned that we're not going to do that because it raises the anxiety level to fill this space. So we only have a fourth of our kids having lunch and recess at a time. So we have two beautiful gyms, a large one and a small one down here. But let me show you this. Pictures that you see along here are our partnership with High Desert ESD. We have students that are with special needs and regular peers together in an inclusive model for pre-kindergarten in our partnership. We also have a district pre-kindergarten through our Title I program. Those are students who are struggling academically and need some extra support before they come to kindergarten. And as you can tell, kind of the color went away. We've tried to add it a lot, but this whole part of the building wasn't a part of the remodel at all. We just cleaned it up and painted it. But little by little, we're adding more. We have a really great before and after school program here called Champions. They're not here right now because they're just here before and after school. Today's Wednesday. Perfect. So come on in. Today's Wednesday, and they actually don't have pre-kindergarten. When this was a middle school, and if you were here before, you probably saw it. This was the selectives or the electives wing. This was actually the art room, and it's a beautiful pre-kindergarten classroom. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Leah. We're coming in. They actually don't have students today, so it's a good opportunity for you just to see. What I love about this is we just used the space. We didn't do any remodeling. There wasn't any funds that went into this. I asked the partner to have some So this is our pre-kindergarten class. It was the art room. And this is Leah. Bonnie's probably hiding out in there. They're our amazing team of pre-kindergarten. This is the Kiwanis, and they're here today. So I wanted to just bring them on a tour. Of course. Thank you for leading us into your room. It's beautiful. Isn't this a beautiful space? Yeah. I mean, they're just really roomy. Again, it was the art room. Was industrial arts, and that's where our partnership with High Desert ESD has their pre-kindergarten there. So Bonnie and Leah have two classes. They have a morning and afternoon, and the same thing for our High Desert ESD partners. What's wonderful is that the students that are in their classes, they're going to be our kindergartners. They're not a different program, so they're on the playground with our students. We get to see them all the time. I already know the kids. They already know me. It's a wonderful transition. So a lot of people thought, well, this is just a one-year school. Well, it's not. If they've been here as 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds, which High Desert ESD has in their pre-kindergarten, or they're here as 4-year-olds, we get to know them. And again, that was one of the parts of the model, was developing relationships earlier and longer so that we could really support the young families.
How many kids can you take on in that preschool program?
You guys have combined about...
Next year we're going to have 40 altogether.
They have 40, and they have probably about that, maybe a little less, maybe about 35. Definitely doesn't meet all the needs. We have partners who are wanting to come in and provide more pre-kindergarten, but we don't have funds as a district to remodel the spaces. Like if I showed you the before and after school program, you would see 8 kitchens in there because that was the home ec. And so to really make that ready for pre-kindergartners, it needs to be remodeled. So at this point, if the partners can come in and do that work, then they can use that space. We want to partner with them. So let me show you next door. I'll just peek in there. And then I know you guys need to go, but I'm hearing that. This is, if you look at this room and you were ever here before, it's like, yep, that's the industrial arts room from the middle school. And again, they're using it as a pre-kindergarten space, and it's working out really well for them. So what's nice about that is our students that have special needs, we get to know them, and if they're struggling at all in kindergarten, we can come right back and talk to their teachers and say, can you come and help us and show us what you were doing that was so successful? So it's just a really rich partnership. So I know you're at the end of your meeting, but I want to just say thank you for coming and seeing our space today. You're always welcome. We have a great space for you to hold a meeting, so come back and see us again. I'll walk you back because you might get lost otherwise.